8 celebrities who had incredibly strict upbringings. 1. Katy Perry was only allowed one book. Katy wasn't allowed to read anything except the Bible. She couldn't use words like lucky or deviled. She was taught to pray the gay away. Her parents are both fundamentalist preachers. Growing up, she lived in a bubble beyond a bubble.
Speaking in tongues is as normal to me as pass the salt.
2. Macaulay Culkin's father was a controlling bully. Kid Culkin groomed his son to be a star. It worked in that Macaulay was a millionaire at 14, but the boy had no idea how much he was making. Kid had all the newspapers and received the money himself. He also insisted that movie makers cast his other kids. Macaulay decided to walk away from his career to spite his dad. He told his parents,
"I'm done, guys. Hope you all made your money, because there is no more coming from me."
3. Gwen Stefani is still scared of her parents. Gwen's parents made sure she stayed out of trouble.
I was living at home even in my 20s.
Gwen recalled,
I would have to come home and knock on my parents' door, and it was frustrating because I was older.
Gwen believes there was a positive side to it though.
How did I stay out of trouble? It's just because my parents are so strict. I mean, I'm still scared of them.
4. Beyoncé's father was so strict, she fired him. Beyoncé was raised to succeed. Her father, Matthew Knowles, set up a strict regime. Former Destiny's Child member, Latavia Robertson recalled,
Matthew did not mince his words. It can be tough to take that kind of criticism when you're a little girl. We would try not to let it break us.
Matthew quit his job to be a full-time stage dad. He forced the girls to jog in the park while they sang. He made them rehearse dance routines for hours. Beyoncé later fired him, but she's still grateful. In 2016, she honored Matthew and Daddy lessons. She sang about the strength he'd instilled in her. 5. Brad Pitt was brought up by Southern Baptists. Brad described his father as being very tough. He and his siblings were raised with all the Christian guilt about what you should and shouldn't do. Brad doesn't begrudge his father his strictness, but he doesn't want to raise his own kids like that. 6. Jessica Alba rebelled against her Catholic upbringing. Jessica's parents tried to mold her into the perfect Catholic. It didn't work.
I grew up in a very traditional Catholic household. My parents were very strict, but I broke away from that at an early age. I was a feminist when I was 5.
Jessica still gets along with her parents, however.
These days, I am much more liberal-minded, but I still respect their beliefs.
7. Kathy Griffin's upbringing had the opposite effect. Kathy grew up in an ultra-conservative Irish Catholic family.
My parents sent me to Catholic school, which only made me the vehement militant atheist that I am today. The nuns called me boy crazy. Don't you love that?
In her 2007 Emmy acceptance speech, Griffin said,
I want you to know that no one had less to do with this award than Jesus.
The phrase was censored from broadcasts. 8. Cuba Gooding Jr. wasn't allowed to celebrate Halloween. Cuba's parents were very religious.
We grew up Christian, and my mom didn't believe in goblins and stuff. On Halloween, we'd be angels or firemen, whatever, but not anything from the pen of hell. We'd knock on the door and say, Happy Hallelujah Day. She wanted Happy Hallelujah Day, or she would whoop your ass for the grace of God. I was like, that's very contradictory, but okay. You're gonna beat us, in the name of the Lord. Okay,